to Mono Rants at the Movies, a podcast where we rant about films you may have seen at house parties. I'm one of your hosts and jack of all trades, Mono, and explaining to the Sheriff that she's had just a doozy of a day is my co-host and master of none, Kira.
Well, I do kind of get blamed for everything breaking. There's a good chance I did break it, though.
You haven't killed anybody, though.
No, not that I know of.
But no, it's time to talk Tucker and Dale versus Evil.
I love this film!
Yeah, I think we've threatened this for a while.
Oh, this is such a fun movie.
Yeah, no, I when this first came out, I was like, I think I heard about it before it came out. I was like that, just the concept, love it. Yeah,
because it's so stereotypical of, the hillbillies are evil.
Yeah.
And, look at the college kids get it, and...
So let's
like
flip it.
Cabin in the Woods. This was before Cabin in the Woods or around the same time?
Around the same time, but the Cabin in the Woods genre. That's what Cabin in the Woods is called, Cabin in the Woods, because it's the name of the genre.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, it was fun to see that the whole Cabin in the Woods concept flipped, but it's still the college kids dying.
Yeah, but in ridiculously hilarious ways.
Yeah, no, that because that was it. It was like, well, when I first sat down to watch it, I was like, well, there's only two of them and there's a whole lot of college kids.
There's a shit load of college kids. We had to stop halfway through and do a count because we were like, how do they all fit in the car?
I know, I went to do my my
forgetting
characters
that
in the notes.
American trucks are like behemoths.
Yeah, but I went to do my notes and was like writing down the characters. And I was like, well, you've got Tucker and you've got Dale and you've got Alison and then you've got Chad and they're the main four and then you've got all the other college kids. And I was like, what? There's like 4 or 5 of them. And I was going down through the IMDb
But there's the
cast
idiot
list.
bimbo
There's
who
fucking
I
loads of them.
adore. I think she is fantastic.
I can't remember any of the other names.
No.
There's Mitch is the guy who goes first in the tree.
Yeah.
And then there's a girl
Chuck is the guy who splits himself running off to get the sheriff.
Yes.
But I don't remember how he
One of
died.
the girls is Naomi. I think that might be the girl with dark hair.
Yeah.
And then I think Jason is the black dude.
With the dreads.
Yeah, well, there's only one black dude in the whole film, so it's kind of easy.
And the idiot girl whose name I think she's Chloe.
I think she might be Chloe.
She's fucking brilliant. I love
she's
her.
Great, and Jason's great as well.
Yeah.
Particularly when Chad throws the axe and he's like, that's my whole face!
My whole face!
He's great.
But the hand gesture of my whole face.
He's particularly
and then when later on,
end,
when he's like, baby, why didn't you duck?
no, when they're just about to go in and she sees them all having tea, she's like, I would love some tea. He's like, woman! He's great.
But there's a fuckload of college kids because I was like, they're all in one vehicle. Yeah.
Including Alison, there's 9 of them, yeah.
Yeah, I was like, how the fuck do they all fit?
Giant American car.
Yeah. Well, one is still in the boot. But in fairness, we've probably squeezed that amount of people into like a fucking Clio.
Well, there was that time that we went mushy picking and there was like 8 of us in the Punto.
I was thinking about the time we went to the cinema and I was definitely sitting on laps.
In the Punto there was like 3 people in the back and 2 across the laps of the people in the back.
Yeah, we were lying down so in case the police saw us.
No, me and you were in the boot.
Oh, yeah. And there was a barbecue.
Punto.
And there was a barbecue in the boot as well.
Yes, because after we went mushy picking, we had barbecue.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, so if we can do it in a Punto, they can fit 9 in a giant American car.
Yeah, with ease. There'd be space. You're not literally sitting on each other. Well, there's that brilliant 1950s, I think it's a Lincoln, where the back seat is like a corner booth and the passenger seat swivels around.
Oh yeah, it looks like a living room.
Yeah, and the doors open out. It's got like a suicide door on the back. I freaking love those old cars.
It's basically the Homer.
Yeah, it's incredible. You could put a hot tub in it.
I think we're getting a little bit off track.
Yeah.
Shall we go for a summary?
Yes.
2 best friends head off to fix up their new holiday cabin in the woods at the same time as a group of college kids go camping. But when Tucker and Dale rescue one of the college girls from drowning, her friends assume she's been kidnapped by murder-happy hillbillies. As they try to repeatedly rescue her, it becomes clear that the biggest threat to the college kids is the college kids, while Tucker and Dale are just trying to survive.
Yeah. I really like their cabin.
Cabin?
Yeah.
I just like when they get there. And there's the...
They're like, oh my god, it's heaven. Yeah, it is.
No, when they're... Because it's obviously supposed to be the cabin for where the
murders happen. And they're like, oh yeah, there's
past.
like decorations made out of bones. And
there's bones hanging up.
Collage
He's like,
of newspaper.
Then he must have been some archaeologist or something. And then Dale's like, yeah. And he must have been a big news buff too and points to all the news clippings on the wall. But when Tucker goes over to stare at it and he's like, oh, holy hell, look, 2 for 1 hot dogs. No expiry date.
It's Alan Tudyk, who we hear all the time, rarely see.
Yeah, well, I mean, he's in that Resident Alien show, which is doing
but he
pretty
does
well.
so much voice work.
Yeah.
So much voice work. And
he'll always be Steve the Pirate to me.
Yes.
He'll always be Steve the Pirate to me.
The sad R. It's just my favourite bit.
Not as good as the like R filled with joy at the end when he sees the chest filled with doubloons. He's great in this, but Tyler Labine.
Oh my god, I love
Dale
him so much.
Is just like I honestly wasn't expecting anybody in this to be better than Alan Tudyk.
No,
but Dale is fucking
just
brilliant.
A sweetheart.
He plays it so
God.
well. Just the constant, like, anytime there's a big word used that he doesn't understand or is hard to pronounce, he'll like say the start of it and then just go, oh yeah, like the archaeologist. He's like, yeah, he must have been an archaeologist. Yeah. He does it a couple of times.
Oh, he is just a big cuddle monster.
Yeah.
Like, and you know, if he calls you his old lady, he will like go to town for you. He will like murder people.
Well, he does at the end.
Yeah. Like, he loves her. He will go to the ends of the world to her. Oh my god.
Well, actually, no, in fairness, at the end, he's not trying to kill him because after he throws the...
Yeah, he's like, oh, it causes an anaphylactic shock.
He'll be fine so long as we get his inhale, and then he falls out the window.
Yeah.
So, he's not trying to kill him. He just wants to save Alison. But he's so good. And it's not just the silly, lovable hillbilly stuff that he plays really well. Like at the start when he goes over to talk to them.
When he's got the fucking scythe.
But Tucker tells him, be confident and laugh. It's just the way he comes over and is laughing hysterically. He's just, The
setup of this is fantastic because you've got all the kids in the car and they kind of come across as dicks anyway, especially the main guy who they're like, that kid. They call him a lot.
Well,
what's his name?
Rather appropriately, he's called Chad.
Yeah. And all of them are insufferable. I would hate to be stuck in that car with them.
As Jason's kind of fun.
I would have probably like just gone crazy and murdered them all myself if I was stuck in that car.
Yeah. But yeah, no, dicks. I do.
And then when they start going on, and they're frat guys as well, just to like fucking...
Every time we watch this and they do their little frat chant, I'm just like, every single time I just groan. I'm just like, oh, for fuck's sake, just...
Like, fuck off.
It's just a concept that I just do not get. I have had Americans try and explain it to me, and I just... Yeah. Like, I mean, I get where it came from, but what it has become, and like, it's just crazy. Yeah. It's just crazy.
Especially because the person in particular who was over here studying for a semester tried to impose all the sorority standards onto Irish guys. Like, expecting that, like, never having to buy a drink and stuff like that. And we were you're insane.
Yeah. No, well, she just was a very much a girly girl who was used to getting her way from American boys. And we were like, that won't work with Irish boys.
You're insane.
Yeah, they're just going to laugh at you.
Yeah, like, she'd stand there with a cigarette waiting
for it to be lit.
And we'd all be like, yeah, all right there, love.
You're going to light that? I'm waiting for somebody to light it for me. Well, keep waiting.
Yeah, because we will have a full conversation with an unlit cigarette in our hand.
That is very much the Chloe... I think, you're right. I think it's Chloe and Naomi.
I love an airhead. I love an airhead that survives a good bit. Your Zoe Deschanel in Zombieland 2 is the same, where she's the idiot that just...
Zoe Deutsch, not Zoe Deschanel. Well, you think she dies and then she shows back up later on.
She's like fucking thriving as well. I love an idiot succeeding.
They're great in this as well because the two girls nearly make it to the end.
Yeah. And I'm like, yay, final girl.
Almost final girls.
Aww.
But no, back to the start. I really like the opening because it's all of them in the car, and
the pickup truck is the best. I love old pickup trucks. I want that pickup truck with all the shit like stuck to it and the dog in the boot. And when they're driving past real slow,
but that because they go to pull out and.
They swerve around
them and beep, and then Tucker and Dale catch up and go to overtake them. But overtake them really slow, and the kids are all freaked out. And Tucker and Dale are. It looks kind of creepy, but it's also just that it's that just dead-eyed stare that as you're driving past somebody, you look into the car. Like anybody kind of looks like that.
Or if you're friends of ours, you do a really not appropriate impersonation.
Oh, Kev's propensity to do his Stephen Hawking impersonation in cars at like stoplights and stuff.
Yeah.
But when they meet them then at the store, and it's Tucker and Dale talking to the shop.
The list of things that they're reading out, and you catch bits of it throughout the conversation. What sort of a time are they having?
Well, because... No, before that, when Tucker's just talking to your man, and he's talking about the things he wants, and they come in and they ask for beer. And your man says...
say thank you.
Your man says the beers... But that's what I'm saying. That's the first kind of
interaction.
But it's the first hint that this isn't the film that you're expecting.
Yeah.
Because up to that point, they've had scary looking hillbillies past them. We haven't heard from Tucker and Dale yet. They see them in the shop. They look a bit creepy. And as the kids walk off to get beer, the guy says to Tucker the same thing that the kids had said earlier. See the way those kids look?
Yeah.
And yeah, his list of stuff, that's all. At first, it starts off.
It's
all just
normal.
like,
It's like
well, no, it's all like
construction. And
I think it's supposed to be like killing equipment. It's like saw blades and nails and ropes and traps and stuff like that, you know. And then it starts to be things like condoms.
Yeah, it gets kind of weird.
Yeah,
and
then
then they're like, "Hey, Dale, do we need anything else?" And he's like, "I found this."
Well, Alison
60 ounce of
gets
pickled eggs.
Alison gets spooked by Dale on the other side of she picks something off a shelf and
It's
he's
like
standing on the other
spray.
side and he gets all like sheepish and runs off. But yeah, then he finds that the first line you hear from him is about, "Hey, look, a 16-pounder." He's just holding up this giant jar of pickled eggs, and it cut to him outside eating them.
Oh my god, the reek of vinegar. Oh my god, the stink. The fucking stink. I hate those.
Yeah. But that's then we get our introduction proper to Tucker and Dale. We find out what they're up to. They're going up to this new cabin that they've just bought to
They've
fix
been
it up.
saving up there like for this little like fishing spot.
And from then on, we follow them and we follow them for the most part, and we then cut back to the kids, and it's kind of a back and forth for the rest of the film.
The little pep talk that Tucker gives to Elle, like, because he's like, "Look at the girls, like, they're so gorgeous, like, why would any of them ever even look at me?"
Yeah.
And he's like, "No, you're a good looking guy, and just go over and be yourself and laugh." And I don't know why, but he picks up the
He brings the scythe with him.
And he walks over with the scythe and is like, "Hey, what are you kids doing?" And they're like, "What the shit?" And then he just starts laughing, and that's when I'd be like, "Yeah, we're going.
Yeah, no.
We're leaving now." And then he's like, "Hey, that's a good looking cooler."
Yeah, he's like
shouting
in a nice truck.
Yeah,
and they're
shouting complimentary
out
things at them, and they're like, "Oh God, get out of here!" And then he comes back and he's like, "See, they just don't,
Yeah, I love all the cliches being flipped in this film as well. But I think my favourite one is the one that follows when the two lads get pulled by the cop. And he gives them the "don't go up there."
Yeah, because they're like, he's like, "Oh, you got a tail light out," and they're like, "Oh yeah, we'll get that sorted. Sorry," or whatever it is.
Yeah, well, the whole gay joke aside.
Oh yeah, but because he's driving with an open can of beer. Do not condone drinking and driving. Very stupid. Please don't do it.
No, well, I think that's. They're still hillbillies.
Yeah.
I think that's kind of yes, they are nice and they're the heroes of the film.
They will
still
they will still drink and drive.
They're still going to drink and drive.
Please don't do that.
Yeah, don't do that.
And that, which is just kind of hilarious. Because everyone's just a wee bit awkward and then like, right, we're just going to not address that.
That's what I like. The cop just doesn't address any
He's like, that is a sheriff somewhere. I'm going to assume this is the Appalachians.
It is supposed to be the Appalachians.
So he has seen some shit in his day. This is normal.
And
and then when he finds out that it's this cabin in particular, he's like, "No, don't go up there." And they get the ominous warning.
That's what I love about it. It's the ominous warning being given to the hillbillies. And I think it's supposed to be set up a little bit, but it's kind of confusing because the impression I get, and certainly it's headcanon for me because it's more fun, is when the sheriff comes up later on, he doesn't draw a gun on the guy.
No.
And
he's
goes into
go
the
and
house
shout
with them.
And was like, I told you this was going to happen.
But that's it, yeah. He is like, do you think I'm some kind of moron to believe this story? But then, when he comes inside, he's like, you're looking at least involuntary manslaughter.
Yeah.
And he says, like, I told you this was going to happen. So
because I think he's gotten the story of, like, if they've explained to him, because what happens is the college kids all decide after some drinking to go skinny dipping, but they're wearing clothes, so that doesn't count.
We don't have to go the whole way chronologically through. It's all right. But
Alison falls, hits her head. They rescue her, they're out fishing and they see her fall and hit her head and then they're like, "Oh shit, she didn't come up," and they drag her out of the water and they row over to the college kids and they're like, "Hey," I'm sorry, the way he says "hey lady."
Oh, it's supposed to be Jerry Lewis. "Hey lady."
But they go over and are like, "Hey," to be like, "Hey, your friend fell in the water," but they're like, "Hey, we got your friend."
Yeah.
And I would be so mad. They just book it.
Oh, well, that's Alison's reaction, is they ran away.
They literally run away. They're like, "Oh fucking hell, they've gotten Alison, run."
Yeah.
Well, fuck you, buddy. Fuck you. Like, So yeah, they're like, and presumably in the time, because the sheriff is like checking her out because she's been knocked unconscious quite a few times. She really needs a CT scan when this is done. She's been unconscious
when the sheriff,
lot.
yeah,
Like,
when the sheriff is going up
bad.
there with Chuck or whoever it is goes to get the sheriff, he's saying like, I'm sure this is just a misunderstanding.
Yeah.
Then he does see the body. He goes inside with them.
Well, they have half a corpse.
Yeah, but it's when he says that line about involuntary, them looking at least involuntary manslaughter, and then about I told you there was nothing but pain up here. In my head, he's saying this just happened before.
Yeah.
Hillbillies keep coming up here at the same time as college kids, and these idiot college kids keep thinking the hillbillies are trying to attack them and attack the hillbillies.
Yeah.
That's why I told you not to come up here.
Yeah.
But then at the end,
it's bad juju.
But then at the end of the film, you see that sheriff was present at the actual the time the hillbillies did massacre college students. So I'm like, would he then not be more on the college kids side when he shows up? But yeah, in my head, it's that the sheriff knows actually what's happened and is like, this happens all the time. This happens every summer. Every summer, these idiot college kids come up here and attack our local hillbilly population.
Don't do it.
Yeah, I told you. Don't
you
go
didn't
up
listen.
There. But that's where I think he's going with that before he gets the nail in the head.
Oh my god, that's so good. Oh, that's set up so well, that fucking loose rafter, because you get the initial one when they arrive into the cottage and they hit the rafter and it swings.
Well, it's the rule of three.
Yeah.
You see, it's the first setup, then Alison nearly leans on it, and then the sheriff gets it.
Yeah.
And
but the sheriff's entire reaction from that,
it's his best bit of acting. The way he stumbles around, goes back to the car and picks up the thing and goes, it's sure, and then just falls down dead.
And the kids all screaming in the car because they're locked in the back seat because you can't, it's like child lock, so you can't get in the back seat of a cop car. And they're all banging and like, get away!
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Oh, no, sorry, I just, that sheriff bit, I always thought was a bit weird, and that's my headcanon, that's what happens. But no, it's such a fun film, and the pacing on it is really, really good because you've got that kind of back and forth between the two sides.
And they keep having to fill in Alison on what's going on because she is unconscious a lot.
She's always unconscious for the important parts where the miscommunication happens.
Yeah. And then when she tries to sort it out, it's too far gone.
Yeah. They think she's got Stockholm Syndrome.
Yeah. It's called the Stockholm.
The Stockholm Syndrome.
I read about this in my Psych 101.
She's not even been there a day. Like,
she's got the Stockholm Syndrome. Yeah, but she's tailored that nifty outfit.
She did that pretty quick.
Yeah, like when she comes out and he's like, oh, okay.
Now she's wifey.
Yeah. And then she can swing a pickaxe.
With the pickaxe, yeah.
And she likes his dog.
As we are,
Jangers is such a good boy.
Jangers is so cute.
Oh, I want to mush his fish.
What did you say? He's Weezer, the one-eyed dog?
Weezer, the one-eyed dog.
Yeah.
He's probably dead.
Probably dead now.
That made me really sad.
Yeah. But while we were talking about
such a good boy,
the sheriff's excellent acting and Dale's excellent acting, the guy who plays Chad.
Oh my god, he's such a dick.
You almost forget, he's such a believable dick that you almost forget that it's somebody acting. Like,
yeah.
But that, particularly the first bit when they all decide to go off skinny dipping and
they're
Alison and Chad
haven't.
Yeah, after the spooky stories, but Alison and Chad haven't gone off yet.
Oh,
and Chad comes up to her, and he's
such a creep.
But this is how he comes on to her. He tells her, "Drop the act," and she's like, "What? What act? The act that you have that you think you're better than everybody." So immediately starts by insulting her, and then says, "We're the same, and you don't need the act because we are better than everybody." That's how he starts coming on to her, and then where does he go from there? Is that they're both like made for each other, and he's just really glad he had this opportunity to get to know her better. And it's like,
and then she says no, and he's like, you don't mean it, and I'd be like, right, here you go.
No, she says stop, and he says, why stop? It's like, because she fucking told you to, dude.
Yeah.
But
knee to the testicles, punch to the throat.
But yeah, it's just, his whole approach is just ridiculous.
Oh my God,
well, yeah, he's just clearly so full of himself. But even just the line of like, I'm glad we had this opportunity to get to know each other. Past tense. what does he mean? The drive there?
Yeah, where
like surely you would phrase that as if you're trying to if you are trying to stay in a relationship
this weekend.
Yeah, I'm glad we have this opportunity as in this whole trip to get to know each other.
He's so slimy.
He's just he's an absolute sleazebag, and it's I think it's like Jesse Moss or something is the name of the guy who plays him. He's so good,
and the more insane he gets.
It's
the hatchet throw with the laugh where your man is like, that's my whole face. But his laugh after that was so maniacal, and you're like, oh, you done lost your fucking mind. His big speech about how are we ever going to get another opportunity like this to like truly live.
This is life, yeah.
And you're fuck me, dude, you've been licking toads.
That as well as that whole character arc being hilarious to watch, it's also kind of the linchpin. Because if he wasn't like that, cooler heads would prevail eventually. They would have waited for the cops to come back. They would have left and tried to find Chuck. But every time the rest of the college kids are trying to like de-escalate or run away, he's like, no, we have to do this. It's us versus them. The cops won't help us. The phones won't work. And if it wasn't for that, the whole scenario would fall apart or it wouldn't be believable. But him going this crazy route
with such confidence,
leads to them then kind of following him because they feel like they don't have a choice, and it leads to all the insanity that we do get. And it just, not that it makes it more believable, but within the world of the film, it makes it more believable.
The first death, the first kid that dies,
it's actually my favourite one of all of them.
I love the moment of realisation just before he dies.
It's my favourite for a number of reasons. It's the kind of inciting incident because
he saws into a log with a hive
and starts, and you could see what's coming. That's what I love about it. He's walking up, the crow is cawing, your man's all nervous, he can hear the chainsaw in the background, we can see he's about to sigh into a bee's nest, and you're like, oh, I know what's coming. I know what's coming. And then it does, and it's just as funny as you expect. As he comes running around the corner, flailing with the chainsaw, and it is supposed to be a nod to the kind of wild run of Leatherface.
When he's running down the road after them when they're watching it out the back and it's swinging and your man takes off running.
Well, they all take off running and
then he overtakes him, that bit where they're running through the forest. It's that bit when he overtakes him
and they lock eyes.
And he's like, huh?
It probably wouldn't work as well in meme format, but I much prefer it over the Umbrella Academy meme of
the cars
5 and 7 passing each other.
Which is also Homer and Bart is real Simpsons one. But them looking at each other. As he runs past him
with the chainsaw and your man being like, why is he not chasing me? And the fact that the camera follows Tucker with the chainsaw and it doesn't focus on Mitch running through the tree.
Yeah.
That's
a nasty death.
I like it for that. For the setup, it looks well because it's not focusing on it and it's really well done.
It's the funny version of Bruce dying.
Bruce in Dog Soldiers.
Running through the pine forest.
Yeah, and then the bee lands on his nose.
Seeing the wasp, and I was like, is it going to sting him just as a last indignity? But it doesn't.
It's just
but you see him realising
and going, oh no.
Yeah.
And again, props to the actor for that. The face acting was just, he conveys so much.
That's it. Like, he got well on there, like, too. He was like, he's a good chunk in. Brucey was only like,
because it looks great as well because you see it because
it looks like he trips.
All of the gore in this looks great with the exception of the flashback to the Memorial Day massacre.
Yeah.
The saw in the head looks okay, but when the girl gets the machete in the neck, it's so obviously
the saw
CG.
in the head is so nasty.
And it looks good.
Yeah.
But I think that's why the blade going straight into your
I think it's
because
the blade's too reflective and it looks really, you can't actually see
the CG blood
it.
looks so very obviously like that's a computer effect, and whereas everywhere else throughout the movie it's actual blood being sprayed on them.
The way these kids die, I was talking about the other day, we were talking about 999, which used to be a show on BBC that did reenactments of horrific injuries and incidents that occurred. Most of the people all survived. It's fucking weird. But I'll always remember the kid that fell on the javelin and got the javelin through the neck. And the kid on this that falls into the spear in the pit. I don't know why. It just reminds me of that. I think it's the way he falls and it goes into the ground, but whereas the kid that got it through the neck survived.
Yes.
And got to keep the chunk of javelin. This does not go well.
No. I prefer the wood chipper one.
Oh, wait, just right over the head.
Because it's just a trip over a tree stump and straight into the wood chipper. Tucker's reaction of just, oh!
When they finally get it switched off, he's like, you okay?
Are you okay?
And it all gets Chloe because it's coming out the other side and the two girls have snuck around.
Yeah.
And she gets covered in it. Oh.
And it's, I like the little small attentions to detail there of the girls pop up only in time to see him trying to pull him out, but he's just like wrestling with him, so it looks like he's pushing him in. Those little bits of...
They think that she's digging... They're making her dig her own grave, but she's helping him dig the shitter hole.
Yeah.
And they're like, oh my god, the sick fuck's making him dig his own grave. And he ends up knocking her out with a shovel.
Yes.
As he turns around to see what the sound is.
Yeah.
And Tucker coming in covered in all the wasp stings. And he just cracks a beer and pours it over his face.
When Dale asks him what's wrong, he's like, oh, I saw it into a bee's nest. What'd you do that for?
Do it on purpose!
Oh.
But later on when they're trying to find the kids and they leave them the note and he's like, hurry up Dale, my face is hot as a hemorrhoid.
He's great in this as well, but I find Alan Tudyk
I like him
better
sitting in the backseat being kind of that grouchy one and letting Dale shine.
Well, I think he's better once shit's gone down.
Yeah.
At the start of the film, Dale shines stronger than Tucker does, but once stuff starts to go down and he's like really kind of manic and crazy, and then later on when he's getting like strung up and he's trying to offer them the beers in the cooler.
Bowling fingers! Yeah. And then he's like, I can provide the finger sandwiches.
Yeah. Just with all that stuff.
Such a bad day. He just wanted to have a cabin.
But his whole thing about why we shouldn't call the cops, like, what we say? Well, hello, officer, we've just had a doozy of a day. There we were, fixing up our house, doing some chores with these kids, just started killing themselves all over our property. It's just great.
He's like, no, cop on to yourself. We need to cover this up.
Or before that, when he's like, I know what this is. It's a suicide pact. And Dale's like, yeah, they must be trying to kill her too. Why? I don't know. Oh, that's probably good, because then they'd want to kill us too. Oh, and as funny as it is, and like I don't think it's a particularly scary comedy horror.
No.
Like there's no jump scares, there's no bits that make me go.
He's scary because he's just crazy.
And in the final act, he does become a proper kind of horror villain.
Yeah, because he's got his face
like,
burnt.
and he's acting more like it. He's more relationship, but he's still not. It's not
scary.
Over
the edge.
Yeah, it's not like scary. But when the comedy is that good, you don't mind comedy horrors not being scary.
No, it's very much
the same with Extraordinary.
Evil Dead 3.
Yeah.
It's over the top and you're along for the ride because it's hilarious. Like, you've got that moment where because Alison's been taken.
Yeah.
And he's suiting up and he's got like the tree climber, like crampons on the boots and stuff.
Yeah.
And he kicks him in the shin with them.
I feel that one every time.
Yeah, and he's got all the stuff in the chainsaw. And we were like, never start a chainsaw on the first rip. You never start. It never happens. It's that Eddie Izzard sketch about starting the lawnmower.
And a chainsaw not starting joke could have worked there as well.
Yeah. But a chainsaw never starts on the first rip.
The nail gun bit is pretty fun as well.
Oh my god.
Just more for Dale's performance when he's firing the nail gun and they're threatening to kill his dog and he's like, I'll get really mad if you kill my dog.
Who kills man's dog?
Well, that Psycho Chad.
Yeah, that's how bad he is. Because he's kind of like when he's going through the list of things, he's like, they did this and they did this and then they did this and now he's trying to kill my dog, and that's his line, and you're like, yes it is.
Yeah. But no, it's good as all the comedy is. The gore is excellent as well. While it's not scary, that was what I was trying to go.
It's actually not. It's not scary, gory, but the gore for the type of movie it is,
and for what you get is done really, with the exception of that one machete death.
Yeah.
The rest of the gore is done really, really well.
Yeah, like, because there is some dousing, but you see more the aftermath of it.
Yeah.
And it still doesn't look, because they could have gone totally ham, gallons of it.
Yeah.
Like, splashed it everywhere, Dracula dead and loving it when they're killing Lucy.
Yeah.
It's just power hose.
Yeah, no, they don't, because I think...
It is quite restrained. Like, you get a lot of it, like, when they go to cut off his fingers, you see the swing, but you don't see what happened until they get them in the napkin.
And I think because it's better to go for that more realistic kind of,
Yeah.
rather than the over the top gallons of blood that you were talking about, because that's where the comedy is in this, is in the miscommunication of this real world scenario, as opposed to it being like,
Chloe
over the
sitting
top.
on the log with her little tiny compact and a very shaky hand having a cigarette and a baby wipe trying to clean her face. While they're all arguing.
Jason tells her to stop smoking because the cigarettes will kill her.
She's just looking at him like, fuck you.
So it doesn't seem to be stopping anybody else from dying today. I particularly like as well that it's all daylight. Well, with the exception of the only calm bit where they're trying to sort things out in the house is at night time.
And when
then the final
the
battle
start
happens.
of it, it's like over the course of a weekend, basically.
Well, I think it's
They get there.
Well, they
go fishing that night.
And rescue her. And then the next day is all of the confusions that happen. And then that night is when
they're having tea.
They have tea. And then the next morning is when we get our final showdown.
Yeah.
So all the deaths, with the exception of the one or two that happen in the cabin, are during the day. And it all happens in broad daylight. And even in the cabin, it's dark outside the cabin. But inside the cabin is really well lit. And you can see everything that happens in there in full light.
It ends up catching fire.
Well, yeah.
And they're all like, oh, I knew I should have moved
because that's Chloe's final bit. Her final action. No, she throws the moonshine on Jason to put the fire out, and it just.
No, not that.
Yeah, she just sits down in the corner and lights a cigarette and is like, I'm done. I'll just go out with everybody else.
Fuck this. I wasn't designed for this. I'm not meant for the countryside and nature.
Because like you said there about them showing what's necessary and kind of not showing everything, they spread out the deaths quite nice, because there's a lot
of kids and there is a lot of deaths, but it happens in like little spurts.
Not counting,
there's little sequences.
Yeah, not counting the Memorial Day massacre, the deaths that you see in flashback once or twice.
You get the kid that runs into the log. He's first, and they find him later.
There's 8 deaths.
Yeah,
including the sheriff.
Yeah.
So you've got chainsaw, the chainsaw leading into your man running into the tree.
Yeah, and they find him and they're like, oh my god, they left him here as a message.
Yeah, you've got impaled on the stick and the wood chipper.
Yeah.
Then you've got the beam killing the sheriff with the nail in the head.
And then the guy
killing himself with the gun.
Yeah, because Dale's brother kindly informed him that the safety is on.
Yeah, check the safety. Which there is no... I saw that as a goof, and it was like, there's no safety on those guns because it's a revolver. But Dale wouldn't necessarily know that.
Yeah.
Dale doesn't strike me as the type of... Like he says himself, he wouldn't hurt a fish. I don't think Dale goes shooting, and he says he doesn't like fishing.
Yeah.
So I'm guessing that's because he doesn't like killing animals.
Yeah.
So he probably doesn't really know guns. So he wouldn't... He watches TV and he knows that safeties are a thing. So yeah, I don't think that's a goof. I think that's just Dale being simple.
Yeah.
Not simple, but like Dale being Dale.
Yeah. You don't tell him there's a safety.
Yeah. But then even for how annoying...
that's how sweet he is. Like the guy's pointing a gun at him and like actively trying to fire it, and he's like, "Oh, I think there's a safety on."
Because it follows the whole thing after the sheriff showing up of Dale just continually opening his mouth and making it worse by being like, their friend, her friend, their friend inside. We got her
friend inside.
Yeah, if she wasn't unconscious, she could explain it. It's like, what?
Poor sheriff is just like, okay.
Tucker's just like losing it. And he's like, yeah, she's in my bedroom. But yeah, when then the kind of cherry on top then being Tucker being like, the safety's off. Yeah. But sorry, Dale saying that. But then when the kid turns the gun around to look at it to figure it out, Dale's just like, don't do that. And he blows his face off.
And every accused screaming from inside.
And then there's no deaths for a while after that one until in the cabin. Naomi gets it in the face with the strimmer.
Yeah, and then he's like, baby, why didn't you duck?
Then he gets set on fire and dies. And then Chloe dies in the explosion. And that's the last death, because technically Chad doesn't die.
No.
Because there's the villain's last comeback happens at the very start of the film.
Yeah.
When he kills those 2 people who are going to do their investigative journalism or whatever. So he's not dead.
No.
Well, I suppose they die at the very start. But so they're all fairly spread out throughout the film.
No, it's a really, really nicely paced film, because you've got these little action sequences and then they come together and they're like, what happened to you? What happened to you?
Yeah, and
they're trying to sort out what's going on.
With Tucker, Dale and Alison trying to do the same on the other side of figure out what the hell these college kids are up to.
The kind of very sweet little bonding moments as well between Dale and Alison, where she's talking about wanting to be a therapist and stuff like that.
Well, that was what I was going to say. She wants her wanting to be a therapist, and then we see her therapy skills in action.
Maybe you should be a therapist.
That's basically, you tell your side of the story, you tell your side of the story. Now, don't we both feel better?
Yeah. Yeah, how about no?
But their interactions are they're really nice. That's the kind of the heart of the film.
And then Tucker and Dale having like little heart to hearts throughout it as well.
Yeah, so you do have this kind of surprising sweetness and heart in there to balance out the silliness of the comedy and the silliness of the gore, like.
But I do like how Dale tries to pay it forward at the end of the film with his friend, and he tells him to go and talk to the pretty girl. And then he's in the background just actually being a proper...
Actually being the proper scary hillbilly and kidnapping her. Yeah. Are there any things we didn't like?
There's not much I don't like about this. It is just a really fun film, so I'm never really that annoyed by it. Obviously, whatever the fuck wardrobe they put her in, because it's so ridiculous.
What? Oh, the like her hillbilly chic.
Yeah, and then she ends up with a bandana around her head, and it's like, look at the fucking... Like, you're gorgeous, but can we put you in something that's not that?
No, I don't think there's much that I don't like either.
That's just like the first time you see her, you're like, what the fuck? It's just really distracting compared to everything else because she just looks so ridiculous.
I do find that it loses me a little bit at the end. The kind of final act after the house explodes, basically.
Yeah, it's a little bit draggy there, but then you find out... It's just a little bit
formulaic, almost. I do like the
twisty bit
the final reveal, I like. But that kind of last act it's just a little bit formulaic for me, where you've got one of the main characters being like, oh, I'm fine, but injured, but leave me here, I'll be okay. Go on and rescue the girl. And it's a one-on-one fight between the bad guy and the good guy over the girl who is in danger while they are fighting.
Yeah.
Like, there's so many films that end that way. Like, we only watched The Crow ends that way. We only watched it the other day.
Sawmill.
But that's the ending of The Crow.
Yeah.
Albrecht is sitting at the bottom of the steps, gut shot, and Eric goes off to fight Top Dollar while Sarah's hanging from the rooftop in mortal danger.
Yeah.
Like, for everything else in the film, they flip so many tropes on their head. I just find that there's still moments that are good in there, that there's still good gags in there, but I always find a little bit at the end after the house explodes, I'm kind of like, it's all over. Yeah, now. I like that you do get the little
hospital everything.
The epilogue is you get your epilogue, and that's nice. And yeah, there is the little
beer with the straw though.
Yes, no, thank you. There is the little twisty reveal that I like, but just that's the only negative thing. It's not even that I hate the ending or anything like that. I just find it's a little bit weaker than the rest of the film. The first two acts are so good, so strong. It's
actually, because it's not a very long film, so that one does feel like it's like, is it over now?
Yeah, and I think that's it, because it's only, and I don't even know what you call it, the final act, because it's probably only the last 10 to 15 minutes of the film. But yeah, it films an hour and a half, an hour and 20 minutes maybe.
Yeah, and it gets right into it as well.
Oh yeah, it gets right into it.
Straight into it.
And it's always really quick with the gags as well. Even if the plot isn't necessarily moving forward at a fast pace, it's because there's a lot of gags in there, and then the plot stuff happens.
Yeah.
Even at the end, it doesn't drag. As I say, it's just a bit formulaic than I think it's crap or it's slow or anything like that.
No, it's like Dead Snow, where you're watching it just like it's more about the action going on.
Oh yeah.
And once that's kind of culminated, you lose interest.
And
it'd be like if Dead Snow, like when she got back in the car, there was like another couple of minutes.
There were like 10 minutes.
And you're like, I don't care anymore.
Because with Dead Snow, I think we were like, these characters have nothing, but we don't really care because they're all just dying straight off the bat. And this was a bit like that as well, except it's the college kids we don't care about.
Yeah.
And we get a good bit from Tucker and Dale. Like, there is a bit of depth to the characters.
Yeah. There is actually, on the special edition of the DVD, there's a whole movie that's from the college kids' perspective.
Yes, I want to
try
watch
and get
that.
my hands on
I
that.
don't know. I don't know if it's the full length of the movie. I'd say it's probably just...
Because our copy apparently must have come from Extravision in the sale, because it says rental copy, not for resale on it.
Well, they were wrong about that.
A lot of our stuff has rental copy on it.
And speaking of alternate versions, I discovered yesterday that there was a South Korean remake.
Yeah, which I'd actually be interested in watching.
I can't remember what it was called. I think it was called something like Handsome Guys. It's roughly the same plot. It's
an urban setting though.
I think
they
it's an
move
urban
into like
setting,
a wealthier district, and the police are very suspicious of them.
Yeah, the police are like, we'll keep an eye on you, kind of rough looking types, but they're well meaning. And same kind of thing, they rescue some girl from some situation, and her friends think that they've kidnapped her, and same kind of setup then from there.
Yeah.
But I don't think they're supposed to be because I was like, dude, does South Korea have hillbillies? Well, it's a South Korean hillbilly. But yeah, I'd be interested in checking that out.
Yeah.
There was a sequel planned for a while that was Tucker and Dale Go to Yale was what the director wanted to make. Yeah, Tucker and Dale Go to Yale. Alan Tudyk had an idea for a sequel that was... I can't remember what his idea for the sequel was, but it also sounded good. And then the last update about the sequel was that there was a script written, but it was very disappointing, so it probably wouldn't be moving forward. And I was like, ah. But I'm happy with this just being a one and done.
Yeah, because I've seen other comedy movies try and continue on the storyline and it just kind of falls off. Harold and Kumar, like the first one is genius. It's hilarious. It's all the stoner jokes.
Yeah.
The second one is
not so great.
Not so great because you're trying to like elaborate on this. Like, there's not much more you can do with the concept.
No, and I think that was why.
And it works so well, and I'm happy to leave it like that. In my mind, he goes off and has like, she continues in college and is like the super wealthy with her adorable like Bubba boyfriend.
Her little hillbilly boyfriend.
Who like... Her
house husband.
Her like fucking golden retriever husband who loves her and adores her. And they go up to the cabin. Well, if the cabin's burnt down.
Yeah.
So...
Oh yeah, that was it. Alan Tudyk wanted to do a sequel that was a From Dusk Till Dawn type film. And the director's sequel that he wanted to do, the Tucker and Dale Go to Yale, he described it as Good Will Hunting meets the Texas Chainsaw Massacre.
Oh, don't know how I feel about that.
But yeah, no, I'm glad that they just left it as is. Because it's when like you either do the same concept again and it's just not as funny, or you have to change the concept radically and then it's a completely different film.
Yeah.
So no, yeah, they just leave it as is. Not that it would retroactively spoil this first film or anything, but yeah, just leave it as one. One is fine.
It does tend to. I do find when the progressive films get worse, sometimes you're like, I don't want to watch the first one because I know the rest of them are awful. And I've seen that, and I know the knowledge of what they've done to the character.
Well, Prometheus and Covenant didn't ruin Alien or Aliens for me.
No, because Alien Romulus
great.
very much made up for it.
Yeah, Romulus was fucking great, yes. But
I really want a remote control face hugger.
Before we start talking about a completely different franchise, are there any other things that you really liked about this movie? Because I don't think there's anything else we disliked.
It's one of those movies, it's really hard to describe that. It's almost like the B movies from the 80s. There's something, there's something very special and there's a very particular tone to them. In the mid-2000s, there was quite a few movies that were similar in tone to this.
Yeah, there's a certain charm to this as well.
Yeah, and it just fits nicely into that where it's very, very specific, like time specific.
Well, there was also an kind of mid to late 2000s, there was an awful lot of very popular comedy horrors.
Yeah, like, because you had Idle Hands.
Oh, I think that was a bit earlier.
That was a lot earlier.
The big ones being like Shaun of the Dead and Zombieland.
Well, the director of this did the 30-minute Zombieland, the TV spot.
Oh, that was supposed to be
the one that was going to be the TV series.
It was a pilot for it.
Yeah, he directed the pilot for that. So.
Oh, right. I know they worked in some of the stuff from that into the second film.
Yeah.
Oh, we're talking about other franchises again. Damn it.
But it fits nicely into that. It's just, there's something about it. It's that kind of almost college humor.
Oh, yeah.
Road Trip was like a...
Yeah, no, it is that 2000s kind of... You can tell where it's come from. Like, yeah. And not in a bad way. And
no. I love Road Trip. Road Trip is one of my favourite movies. It's how I found DJ Quails and I adore him.
I wonder, does that hold up actually? I haven't watched that in years.
No, but I do know that he will no longer eat French toast because of that film. Because he said he had to eat about 100 pieces of French toast filming that.
And they probably used the first take anyway.
Spit bucket it, and he's like, I just can't, even the smell of it makes his stomach go, ugh. But yeah, it's that, there was, I think She's All That, like coming up to the 2000s, you had all the like makeover kind of movies, and then that demographic got into college, and they got all the college movies.
Yeah.
And now they're kind of adults and just want to have a cabin and not get bothered by the college kids.
Well, actually, one thing that I was concerned about watching this was I was like, how old are Tucker and Dale supposed to be?
Because the Chad is definitely, like 19? Because he says it was 20 years ago.
So Chad is 19. So the rest of them are presumably in and around the same age. 19, 20. But,
God, they're fucking stupid.
But no, because I was like, how old are Tucker and Dale supposed to be? But Dale says, after Chad tells the story, he's like, well, that couldn't have been me. I was only
like 6.
I couldn't have been older than 6 at the time.
Yeah.
So he's like 25, 26. So
Yeah.
it's like, okay, he's not like a 33-year-old going after a 19-year-old college girl.
No.
Because that would rather undermine the sweetness of the film.
They've put them, and she's the one that approaches him at the end when they're in the hospital, and he's like, "Oh, did you ask that girl out on a date?" And he said, "No, but she is taking me bowling."
Yeah.
So like, and they're going and doing.
No, but you get what it like if.
Yeah, it would have been
in 2010,
no.
there probably would have been no problem with the concept in the film of like a mid-30s hillbilly trying to get with an 18 or 19-year-old college girl. But watching it now, I'd be like, ooh, that's a bit like... But no, thankfully, he's only supposed to be mid-20s. So not terrible.
And he's very sweet and very respectful.
Yeah, Dale is lovely. Dale is a gentleman. But no, I love this film. Very little that I did dislike about it. The small complaint that I did have isn't enough to like put me off in any big way at all. Like, always enjoy rewatching it. You know what I mean? We only watched it couple of months ago.
Yeah, because we were like, hey, I haven't watched this in a while.
Yeah, and it's one that I'm always happy to go back to. It's so long as I'm in the mood for like something funny, I'm happy to put this on.
Do keep an eye, if you do go back and watch it, do keep an eye out for Chuck when he goes off to get the police.
Oh, he splits himself in the background.
Just before the camera cuts off, you can see him trip.
As the rest of them are debating what to do, he runs off in the background. And it looks like it's going to be a proper fucking trip as well.
Because he's doing the run with the arms where it's like you're trying to catch yourself.
Yeah, no, that's worth watching out for.
Also, how the fuck does she fall off that rock at the very start? I've been trying to work it out. She stands up and then her legs just go, Fripp.
That's because...
Not even I have done that.
Doesn't she try and turn around? She hears Tucker and Dale and turns around and slips and falls.
Yeah.
Because that's the whole thing. Dale's been covering his eyes.
Yeah, because he's like, we can't look at her. She's in like her bathing suit.
It's like, what'd you do that for? He's like, well, you were being a peeping Tom.
Yeah, you were.
And he was being a peeping Tom.
He was. Because he was like, hey, look at that college girl.
But again, I think Tucker is supposed to be...
A little bit more...
He's a little bit more skeevy.
Yeah.
And Dale's supposed to be like, no, that's wrong. You shouldn't be looking at the semi-naked college girl when she doesn't know that you're looking at her.
They're not the full, like, Lenny and... I've forgotten the other guy's name.
No, they're not supposed to be stupid.
No, but, of Mice and Men, where it's the smart kind of... like schemy. I can't remember the character's name. And George. It's not the full, but that is kind of the dynamic.
It's a little bit.
One has always looked after the other.
Yeah. But not in like just a like I have to constantly look after you. Just like you need a little bit of guidance every now and again.
They're a little bit of a Jay and Silent Bob type dynamic.
Yeah. No, it's a very, very fun film.
Yeah.
I have to say, I always enjoyed it ever since first watch and continue to enjoy it and will continue to enjoy it, no doubt. But I think that about covers it for Tucker and Dale versus Evil.
Yeah, go watch it. Super fun.
Yeah, do. As for us, we will be back next week with our usual undecided film.
Yeah.
We've got a few ideas.
Yeah.
We've got a few ideas. We'll see. But as ever, thanks for joining us, guys. And if you want, you can come and chat with us on Twitter at RantsMono, on Blue Sky at Monorants, on Instagram at Monorants_the_boys, or you can send your own rants to monorantspodcast@gmail.com. And we'll chat to you all next week. Bye bye.